Hey, Sheldon Mason. I just got back from a courthouses recently, and I'm experiencing um, there is an intruder in the courthouse, and I kind of convinced the judge knows and or even aware, and it disturbs me because if things were classified, there's a feeling of intruder of a digital crime that's causing interference to the case. And I'm convinced there is a feeling of being aware, but I'm going through and I kind of convinced the judge or maybe my public defender is defaming me or at risk of defaming me. I'm convinced there the feeling of obstruction of justice that there is interference to a case, an open case or an ongoing case of a recent case of Sheldon Matum and Rosa Torres, or even if there's a restraining order or even a stay away, but there's a feeling of um, there's I don't actually have misbehavior issues or even convinced. The thing is, besides that, each case after me is going through the feeling of digital tampering or interference of broadcast interference of G-force mass surveillance technology. And there's a spy interrupting, intruding in my case, and after someone else's case. There's someone else's case who's also going through the feeling of aware that the judge in each case that there is intruder, um, and I kind of convinced that I'm not the only one. So I'm going through private and public harassment, but the thing is, I convinced there's some strange scam or some type of bully that I'm being a victim of cyberbullying, and the feeling of there is an intruder in interrupting or even a case of the courthouse regarding Sheldon Matum and Rosa Torres. And I'm convinced there's some kind of interference of sabotaging cases, including mine and other people, and risking them to pay fines. I don't think I should be paying fines if I'm convinced I'm a victim of some kind of electronic harassment, cyberbullying, or even obstruction of justice of a judge or even each district attorney um, is aware that each case is some kind of interference of broadcasting interface, G-force technology, mass surveillance. Um, so the thing is, to be mindful, do your research. Walk into the courtroom, invite yourself, or even if someone else has the same court date, same location downtown. I believe it's in H Street, or even in all locations of all each courthouse, all in Sacramento. The feeling of there is a technology being abused, and some are being fined and should not be fined if there's a feeling of interface or the feeling of, excuse me, that there is interference of digital crime, and there's too many district attorney that knows that there's a feeling of sabotaging cases after cases of case, they're also finding them. It seems like there's a crime within our government that should be recited. And I feel victimized. And I'm sure there's other people being victimized, but I feel innocent. I don't feel mental ill. I don't have behavior issues. Or like others to explain if I'm entitled to a lawsuit or things, even to have a bodyguard, or even convince the it's important I feel to discuss the issue of a doctor. I don't actually believe I need to see a doctor. I already mentioned that, but that's why I was bringing up defamation. I believe my public defender defamed me, and I don't necessarily need to see a doctor right when I'm convinced I'm experiencing the feeling of tampering, my case is being tampered with, or the feeling of digital crime that she's aware. I asked her, and she said she is aware of it, but she doesn't want to do anything about it. I kind of convinced her there's a obstruction with district attorney and public defender, including the judge, and I would like someone to go into the room. It's room number one, and actually list the names, or at least to look my name up to see who actually has my case, or even it's not just my case. There's other cases besides after my case that are also being fined right when there's a feeling of smart city abuse or technology being abused. The feeling that it's crime against humanity targeting me and other individuals that at risk being fined in a courtroom, at least in Sacramento County or even Elk Grove area, but at least to recite Sacramento, United States, to recite Sacramento, the safety feels like it's being abused by someone, and I would like someone to actually bring up the topic and go and help me out.